Well, looky here, the March 2026 edition of Sound on Sound magazine, with audiophiles and hi-fi enthusiasts note, a 2-page article on analogue audio over Ethernet. Yes, you heard that right. Analogue audio going through digity, computery, Ethernet cables. No, neither digity nor computery is a word, yet. Oh, AI tells me that computery actually is. And digity, that is too. Who knew? This, dear audiophile, dear enthusiast, is, or at least may be, relevant to you. Sit back, relax, I'm going to give you more to worry about. First things first, Sound on Sound is a magazine for recording enthusiasts, all the way up to professionals. Whereas audiophiles might focus on purity, practitioners have a strong bias towards practicality. That's just something to consider. Secondly, the article in question is written by Hugh Robjohns. He's the kind of guy about whom people might say, what he doesn't know about audio isn't worth knowing. Or, he's already forgotten more than I ever knew, except he hasn't forgotten it. I've met him and corresponded a number of times, and I enjoy reading his work. You should be able to pick up the March 2026 issue now, or I've linked to the Sound on Sound website in the description. Thirdly, well, there isn't a thirdly. Let's just get on with it. I'd imagine that what's going through viewers' minds right now, those who haven't clicked away to AI-generated cat videos already, is whether this is at all relevant. Perhaps it isn't. Reasons why professionals might like analogue audio over Ethernet, for which there really should be a handy acronym, include 4 channels per cable, cost-effectiveness. Some say also better noise rejection and long-distance capability, although I'd like to see measurements on those. And that Ethernet is just more of a thing, sad to say, than audio. Ethernet cables are everywhere already. So how does this chime for domestic audio? Well, it doesn't really. I can see 4 channels per cable having a certain amount of interest, but 5.1 channels into 4 just doesn't go. But there's more to it than that. Apparently ostriches don't bury their head in the sand, but there's no reason humans should. If Ethernet is, one might say, a coming thing in professional audio, surely hi-fi enthusiasts should take at least a passing interest. I'd say that this is important. You're being sold to. Manufacturers, distributors, and people whose income depends on selling you expensive stuff that you don't need may, I said may, see you as a prospect. You have a strong interest in audio, you want your system to sound at its best, and you want to keep up with technological developments. Maybe you already have all the cable lifters, mains conditioners, and vibration-absorbing feet that you need. Maybe you'll need Ethernet cabling too, or think that you do. Now, don't take my word as any kind of gospel, but I'm struggling to see right now what benefit Ethernet cabling would provide for analogue audio in the home. Things might, and probably will, change. Right now, I can't see it. Comments will be welcome if you think I'm wrong. But just as we've had marketed to us a whole range of extravagantly priced products and accessories, it would absolutely not surprise me if analogue Ethernet cables and the adapters they need are not solidly pushed in the really quite near future. I said adapters, but consider how many items around your home have Ethernet already. It wouldn't take much of a push for audio equipment to have analogue Ethernet. And who knows, a bit of engineering boffinery might be able to make any future Ethernet port dual purpose. Who knows what's going to happen next? Fewer people than who think they do, as I've noticed in many areas of human activity. So yes, I can predict a future for analogue Ethernet in the home. Where I see it happening, simply for practicality, is a whole house network. Yes, we have those already, called Wi-Fi. But Wi-Fi isn't analogue, and we know that audiophiles and enthusiasts like analogue. So sit back, light up your pipe, using substances that are legal in your jurisdiction. Dream a little about your whole house network, piped through using analogue Ethernet. I'll bet that it'll be a whole lot cheaper to get a computer guy or girl to do it than an audio installation specialist. If you go back to the article, you can find out which CAT type of cable will work best for you. FUD, FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt. Actually, that's the wrong way around. You'd start with uncertainty, which would lead to doubt, and then perhaps to fear. Oh well, I didn't invent bad word ordering. What's going to happen? Another of my predictions that you should consider carefully whether you regard it as reliable. Another of my predictions is that once audiophiles and enthusiasts get wind of analogue over Ethernet, can we just call it AOE? I know that's not a proper acronym and it's missing an A, but I wouldn't mind it. Yes, once these people get wind of AOE, it's going to be all over the audio community. Reviews, forums, Reddit, doom scrolling your favourite influencers on X. It's going to be a whole new wild west of the internet. And don't think you're immune. Whatever post you read and think that's a load of old tush, well, you've just given yourself a benchmark to judge other posts against. These posters won't just be singing the praises of AOE either. They'll be singing the doubts, the problems, the issues, all the more for you to worry about. And the kicker is that if you don't get involved, you'll be missing out, or at least you'll feel that you are. I have a few other issues that I'll skip here and instead invite my commenters to speculate what goodness or badness analogue audio over Ethernet might bring. But, especially if you're a doubter, I have to tell you that you're in the game already. Studios and live sound operators are already using analogue audio over Ethernet. Broadcasters too. So even if you only watch television, you've been captured. But suppose you've locked yourself away in your listening room. You have a fantastic source, preamp, DAC, whatever, and of course the most beautiful sounding speakers and acoustics. Maybe you didn't realise until now you're listening to the contamination of analogue audio over Ethernet. It's all been done in the studio. No audiophile silver cables sprinkled with magic fairy dust, and the engineer who monitored and approved the sound wasn't even using cable lifters. Everything connected through Ethernet. Even mic level signals through an adapter or breakout box. OK, there's more to learn and know here, but I think I've given the surface a pretty good scratching. Again, I was inspired to make this video by the article Analogue Audio over Ethernet in Sound on Sound magazine by Hugh Robjohns. Time, I feel, for a flurry of comments. See you soon.